Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Taurus May 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as May goes, the Sun will be in Taurus from the 1st until the 21st. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on oneself, appearance, outlook on life, new beginnings, first impressions, the early childhood and the physical body as well, and even a grandmother perhaps. And given that this is Taurus energy, a lot of these first house matters may be gone about with a lot of patience, persistence, and perseverance. It may be done in a very methodical and a deliberate manner, and also with a lot of loyalty and steadfast energy as well, and especially matters with perhaps people with the first house, such as people from your early childhood and a grandmother perhaps. And also too, in some cases, this might shine a light on a Taurus type physical problem. It could be something connected with the throat or the neck, or it could be some persistent or stubborn eye issue, because remember that the Sun is connected with either the left or the right eye depending on gender. Next thing up. Well, as far as May goes, the Sun will be in Gemini from the 21st until the 31st, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on income-generated monetary matters, values, one's self-worth, one's self-esteem, possessions, resources, buying and selling. And given that this is Gemini energy, unlike the Taurus energy, this could be very vacillating. It could be a lot of this energy may be done with not the most persistence, but more superficially, and trying to do a lot, spreading yourself maybe a little bit too thin, but done with a lot of versatility and variety in a very spirited manner as well, very animated manner, and also could be done in a way where it's very unlike the Taurus energy, this could be done with a lot of more changeability and really not as much tenacity, done in a way where it's really where you really have to be careful about spreading yourself too thin and scattering your energies. Because Gemini energy could be about dissipating yourself through lack of an integrated purpose. So it's really it's very important just to have certain persistence at this time. It's good to have variety and versatility, but at the same time done in a way where where you have certain tenacity within. Gemini energy is very communicative. It could be done doing with a lot of communication, but just make sure you're just not talking about doing all these things and not actually acting upon it. So anyway, also too, well, the next thing up is there will be a new moon in Taurus on May 4th, so the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, this could be about, you're talking about the new moon in the first house, very good, positioning, and this could be just simply about a new Taurus beginning. It could be something connected with stockbroking or doing something with finance or banking or something connected with endurance. And given that the first house is the physical body, it could be a new thing you might start connected with something with endurance and something such as long distance running or working out vigorously. It could be a time too where you might start a period of just having more stability in general, and also maybe even projecting your Taurus qualities even more outwardly. It could be projecting more stability, more stolidness, could even be more stubbornness, but maybe in a positive manner, more perseverance and persistence. But in some cases, this could also manifest in a Taurus type, maybe a new physical issue. It could be something connected with the throat or the neck. And also, too, you might find yourself rekindling a connection from your early childhood. It could be with a Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that simply embodies Taurus characteristics, or even with a grandmother, perhaps in some cases as well. So anyway, this could be in any way. The next thing I want to get at is there will be a full moon in Scorpio on May 18th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now at this time, you're talking about full moon astrology can manifest in a multitude of ways. This could be about the end of a Scorpio partnership or relationship. It could be a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Scorpio characteristics. It could also be a time where you might become really tired or exasperated or full, perhaps at somebody that might be overly vindictive or caustic or surreptitious at this time. Person that might be somewhat vengeful. Maybe it could be somebody that you might be in a partnership situation with. It could even be a grandmother in some cases. It could be a significant other. It could also be a time where it's a very strong outpouring, a very Scorpio-like, convoluted, powerful and intense emotional energy, and it might be directed at somebody 7th house related. It could be somebody that may be an open adversary, or somebody like a legal opponent. It could be someone you're in a relationship with. It could be a grandmother. Anything that could be 7th house related. And also too, given that this full moon energy, this could be about a revelation or unveiling. It could be about a revelation or unveiling. Perhaps somebody maybe is involved in some nefarious type. It could be activity, or that may be 7th house related, or somebody. It could also be the end, some cases, of a very turbulent legal situation. It could be something where a matter with a Scorpio open adversary comes to a conclusion, and it could be somebody that's a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or one that embodies those characteristics. And even some kind of, there was something, perhaps an insurance matter may come to an end, or a wrongful death suit could reach a conclusion. At this time, it might be a compromise over something, or some settlement associated with that. So anyway, and it might be a time too where maybe it's just time for Taurus, if you are somewhat jealous of others in general, to just not be that way, and just remember to be yourself and do the best you can. Because Taurus, Scorpio energy could be about jealousy. 7th house is about others. So anyway. Next thing up, well, as far as May goes, Mercury will be in Aries from the 1st until the 6th. So the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you might find yourself less loquacious, less voluble than usual. You might find yourself dealing with some very direct and outspoken communication in privacy and solitude and seclusion. People prominent in your private life, perhaps with an aunt or an uncle. As I've stated before, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Aries siblings. It could be Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Aries characteristics that might figure more prominently in matters in seclusion, in your private life. It could even be dealing with your limitations, your restrictions at this time. And also, it could be about thieves, could really be tied into secret sorrows. It could be very ones that were very brazen, or maybe had done something to you, taken from you in a very direct and straight up manner. And it might be tied into your secret sorrows, but at the same time, on a positive end, this could also be about expressing very pioneering and original, even innovative energy, perhaps, and in private. And maybe it could even be in matters with the 12th house, such as the metaphysical, which could include astrology. And also too, there could be in some cases, given that we're talking about Mercury, that this could be in some cases where, and you're talking about the 12th house energy, you might feel like really speaking out and being really outspoken, but you might have trouble doing so outwardly, and it's more done more in privacy, more in solitude and seclusion. Also, angry words, acrimonious words, if you will, might be oneself undoing at this time. Hold on a moment, people. Next thing up, as far as May goes, Mercury will be in Taurus from the 6th until the 31st. From the 6th until the 21st, so the first houses will be emphasized and highlighted. At this time, you might find yourself more voluble, more loquacious than usual, talking about a lot of Taurus things, such as things with banking, monetary matters, values. It could be also too, as I've talked about previously, that Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Taurus siblings. It could be Taurus Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus characteristics might figure more prominently in your outlook on life, the first impressions you may make, perhaps your appearance, how you come across to others, and also too, Mercury again could be about thieves. This could be about thieves that are very strongly connected with things with a monetary nature, possessions, which most are, but this is more emphasized given that this is Taurus energy. And just to be careful at this time, because it is the first house and you're talking about the physical body and people coming right up to you and really having direct contact with these kind of people. So there's a greater propensity for that, I believe, at this time than usual. Also, too, you might find yourself not just more loquacious than usual, but really talking more loquacious, but still talking very deliberate, very methodical manner, and also wanting to learn a lot, but having things demonstrated visually at this time as well. And anyway, well, see, the next thing up is Mercury will be in Gemini as far as May goes, from the 21st until the 31st. So the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. This could be a time where you might talk about a manifold ways to make money and generate income and your values, talking about accumulating a variety of possessions, and really and your mind might be thinking very quickly in terms of ways that you can generate income. Now, also, too, as I've stated before, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant siblings, or simply ones that embody Gemini characteristics. Might figure more prominently in your self-worth, your self-esteem, monetary matters, your resources, your possessions at this time. And also, be very careful about very shrewd and cunning type thieves at this time that might be out for your possessions and your resources. Again, Mercury can be connected with thieves. This is about also making money through your cerebral ability, perhaps, and trying to juggle many different things at once. Your mind may be dominated by making income in a lot of many different ways at this time. And you may have a lot of plethora of ideas going on about maybe ways to increase how you feel about yourself and really your self-worth and your self-esteem at this time as well. And you find yourself talking very in an articulate manner and speaking very eloquently regarding second house matters and things that you do value at this time. Well, last but not least, Venus will be in Aries as far as May goes, from the 1st until the 15th, so the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time. You may find yourself getting involved in a clandestine affair with an Aries. Could be a Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that embodies Aries characteristics. This could also be a time where perhaps impulsive or impetuous spending may be oneself undoing as well. And also too, you might have certain restrictions in monetary matters due to this at the same time. Given that you're talking about Venus energy and the 12th house, and a lot of that could be dependent and predicated on aspects. This makes the points in your chart. An adverse aspect to your natal Saturn may increase that propensity. Perhaps if this transit's making it like a square in conjunct or opposition to your natal say to your natal, your Saturn at this time. I mean, that could even increase that propensity for having those kind of restrictions. And anyway, and also too, this is about valuing maybe or spending money on things for self-defense, for hidden adversaries. I mean, it could be putting money into getting some kind of karate or self-defense lessons or boxing lessons at this point in time. And you may be also at this time really valuing, Aries like things such as courage, fortitude, outspokenness, and aggressiveness, and really, but in matters that are 12th house related, such as perhaps helping those less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, or the hungry, or maybe helping people in the metaphysical, such as astrology, or maybe in a spiritual manner. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Taurus May 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. Stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Taurus May 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you. Make an analysis of a person astrologically speaking based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.